Welcome to the latest episode of my vlog for 2019. I hope this year has been as amazing for you as it has been for me. So many exciting things, but one of the top highlights definitely has been the launch of Azure Arc. At Ignite in early November, we launched this new product called Azure Arc, where we extend server and Kubernetes management from Azure to any infrastructure. We also can now deploy Azure data services on any hardware, which means it could be in your on-premises, could be at your hoster, or it could be in any cloud. Just now in December at the Gartner I/O conference, I had the opportunity to demo the deployment of Azure SQL Database Managed Instance onto AWS. How thanks to Azure Arc, you can now run Azure data services anywhere. This really allows you to run a Azure data service with all the goodness from what you have known inside Azure to bring it onto any infrastructure, any Kubernetes flavor. You get finally onto always on the latest update, always up to date. No longer do you have to concern yourself about end of support. You get unified security, advanced security, and that you can take advantage of, and you can get automation at scale with unified management of all data and AI assets. So I'm going to show you, just imagine that one of your departments has a web application on AWS and they're using SQL in a Windows VM on AWS. And you decide, no, I want to unify it, I want to stop all these data silos, so I'm going to deploy the Azure Data Service on AWS. So let me show you how that works. You basically go to the Azure portal, where you're going to search, where you're going to go hit the marketplace. So what you want to do is basically you go to the Azure portal, you're going to click on marketplace. Here you can search for Azure Arc, and it will show you all the services that are currently in preview. In today's example, we're going to select SQL. We're going to hit create. And as you can see, this form looks identical to what you're used to if you were to deploy it in Azure. It's just exactly the same. So first we're going to have to select the subscription. So let's click on Azure Data Demos. We have to select the resource group where we want to deploy the resource into. Select Ignite. We have to give it a instance name because we're at the Gartner conference. Let's call it Gartner I/O. Then we have to select the location where we want to store the metadata, log files, telemetry. So I select East US. And then Arc locations are now all locations that are already Arc enabled where I can deploy it. This can be on-premise data centers in Austin, Berlin, Orlando, or back home in Seattle on our campus. Or in our case, let's deploy it in AWS East US. I have to select a admin login, give it a password. Make sure I remember the password. Basically click on review create. It's going to validate, hit create, and off we go. And now Azure is literally deploying the same data services it traditionally deployed on its own fabric into AWS, where we have ahead of the demo, we basically deployed a EKS cluster that allows us now to deploy that data service there. Now it's deployed, we can go straight to the resource. And as you see, as far as Azure is concerned, it's a full-blown Azure service. You can define or configure when you want to have updates, if you want to have it automated or not. You can schedule it, and you also have advanced data security that you can log on. But to show it to you that it really is deployed in AWS, let me quickly switch to the terminal. Terminal, I will use AC Data login, which is basically log into Azure Data Services. Have to test. Now basically can do AC Data SQL instance list. It will show me all the instances that are listed, and here you see basically the Gartner I/O. I can zoom out a little bit for you. So here you see the Gartner I/O, which is the resource we just published. I can take the endpoint information here, copy it, go to Azure Data Studio, which is our cross-platform tool. Say I want to start a new connection. put the endpoint in, log in with the information I've defined in the portal. Click connect, and here we go. We're connected. So I can quickly run a new query. Select edit version. Let's run it. And then here you see that you really have deployed a serverless, a versionless service with Microsoft Azure SQL Database Managed Instance directly on AWS. Thank you for joining me in this episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to share more exciting news next year. I do plan to do more regular vlogs again, given the fact that I'm now way more settled in here in Seattle. So, best regards to all of you. Thank you very much. Happy holidays and a happy new year.